bass line out. Jiggle.
Bounce with it.
Yeah.
Let it bump though.
From standing on the corners bopping to driving some of the hottest cars New Yorkers ever seen, for dropping some of the hottest verses rappers ever heard, from the dope spot with the smoke block flinging the murder scene. You know me well from nightmares of a lonely cell, my only hell, but since when y'all niggas know me to fail? Fuck nah, we all my niggas with the rubber grips or shots, and if you with me, mama, rub on your tits and whatnot. I'm from the school of the hard knocks. We must not let outsiders violate our blocks. And my plot is stick up the world and split it 50-50. Let's take the dough and stay real jiggy. Let's sip the Chris and get pissy. Flow infinitely like the memory of my nigga Biggie. Baby, you know it's hell when I come through. The life and times of Sean Carter, nigga, volume 2. Y'all niggas get ready.
Let's go.
Niggas locked down in a 10x4, controlling the house. We live in hard knocks. We don't take over, we ball blocks. Burn them down and you can have it back, daddy. I'd rather that. I float for chicks wishing they ain't have to strip to pay tuition. I see your vision, mama. I put my money on the long shots. All my ballers that's born the clock. No one will be on top, whether I perform or not. I went from lukewarm to hot. Sleeping on futons and cots, the king size. Green machines, the green fives, the scene pies. Let the thing between my eyes analyze life ills. Then I put it down tight grill. I'm tight grill with the phony rappers. Y'all might feel we homies. I'm like still, y'all don't know me. Shit, I'm tight grill. When my situation ain't improving, I'm trying to murder everything moving. Feel me?
We back. Let's go. We in the building, chat. So it's hump day. It's hump day. The good days, yeah. That's right. D-Money, let's make some monies. Good morning. We are officially back. Kelly, good morning. Yeah, pinning the EMA's first thing. Let's go. I already know what's coming. You guys already know what the dealio is, right? So, trying to be, I guess, a little proactive with it. D-Money, what you think on adding to a winning position? Neek, Vaughn, Chon? I mean, I don't really add in a lot, to be honest. I mean, it's a personal preference thing, depending on like how confident you in the setup. I mean, I'll say that, right? Tommy Boys 0216. Let's rock them, D-Money. Let's go. We back. Sad and Stone, where's PW? Ha. I knew that was coming. I might have to pin that too, right? So PW, guys, he's in Mexico. Let's go. He's on vacation, guys. He's taking a week off. He'll be back on Monday streaming live from the BDH. So in the meantime, you got D-Money in the morning. Let's go. So I'm here 9 to 11:30, guys, and then I'll be back to trade my normal session on the stream, which is 1:30 to 4. Let's go. Javier Rosell. Hey, guess what day it is? It's hump day. Let's go. Satin Stone, you've been doing awesome, taking place for PW. Lots of good energy. Hey, I appreciate that. I'm just trying to make a little money. Knock. D-Money, what's your best prop firm you have used? Any prop firm that actually pays out, right? So, I mean, I would stick to the major prop firms. Apex, Take Profit Trader, Lucid. I mean, the good thing is there's a lot of, right, there is a lot of choices now, right, that are legit. So what I would say is, if you're looking for a prop firm, only propfirms.com, right? Let's go. Use the code PW. DMC Trading, D-Money, what's good? Hey, good morning. Anar, good to see you, D-Money. Hey, good to see you too, man. Thanks for tuning into the stream. I'm feeling good. I can tell you guys what I'm not feeling good about. The Laker game last night. I mean, I understand LeBron wasn't playing and Luka put up over 40 points and almost had a triple-double, right? But they lost. They got blown out by Golden State. Russell Espanol. Yo, D-Money, what's good, bro? Picked up Legends accounts to work with today. Let's see. Cool. Dividends for keeps. Love them Warriors. Oh, man. Thunder by 1 point in the second overtime. Yeah, that was crazy, too. I was kind of like in and out of that game, kind of switching back to some other stuff I was watching, but yeah, that was kind of crazy as well. I agree. Yeah, we're gonna kind of dig into the charts in a second, guys. So let me just map out really quick the previous day's high and low. Oh, the previous of yesterday's daily candle. This daily candle already is not looking too hot, right? You got a long wick at the top and the bottom. This is the daily chart that I'm on. Let me just map this out really quick. All right, so 368. Low is 203.25. And I'm gonna change this to blue. All right, so I just mapped out. So those top blue lines are basically the previous day, which is yesterday's candle, right? The high and low of yesterday. Yesterday's daily candle. Didn't close great as well, right? If you're bullish overall. And right now, we're actually in the middle of that, the range of yesterday's daily candle, believe it or not. So it's gonna be interesting. All right, this is the 4-hour chart. So notice the 4-hour chart is the entire range, right? We're consolidating. We're still kind of stuck in this range. Craziness going on. Aja, what's poppin'? Or Asia, sorry, what's poppin'? D-Money. Hey, what's up? Chris, I feel like we should pull back to 25,110. Anything's possible, right? Now, I did read last night that CPI news is going to be released. So if that's the case, maybe that's what this kind of buildup is for. Because remember, earlier in the month, it got delayed, right? So I'm not sure. But it sounds like, you know, CPI is going to be released. So all right, guys, go ahead and drop what you feel based off what you're seeing so far. Up at open? Yes or no? Let's go. Tracy Stone, having this week with the right-hand man has been balling. Hey, I appreciate that. I'm just trying to make a little money. Tyson Hall, prepare for a chop fest. Good luck. Yeah, you might be right. I mean, we're consolidating heavy on the 4-hour chart too, right? I mean, I don't like this price action at all. We're ranging. So we're consolidating. Not promising, right? So we're gonna see if we can kind of get out of this range we've been stuck in. We've been stuck in this pretty much 168 point range since Monday around 10 o'clock. So that's obviously concerning, right? Especially if you're a trend trader. So these are the kind of days where I'm gonna take what I can get and be content with that, right? Richard Steele, D-Money is PW's brother from another mother. Let's go. Milos, D-Money, how long did it take you to pass your first eval? Couple weeks. All right, so right now we got 268 votes, and the chat is feeling like we're gonna go up at open so far, right? 57%, 43% saying, I guess they feel like we're gonna drop at open. So, gonna be patient. Jarrett, first day ever trading today. Well, thanks for tuning in to the show. We're trying to make some monies. Ryan Hiller, that boy good. That boy good. That boy good. Mark, what's up, D? Hey, what's up? How are you? Satin Stone, potential 1-hour bull flag. So let's check out the 1-hour chart. Yeah, I see that. But you know, we've seen the market kind of push up and then pull back, right? So that's the only thing. Like, I just want to see some good price action, to be honest. I mean, yesterday was a chop fest. All in trading, no one cares what anyone feels. I mean, you got to pick your own bias at the end of the day, right? It's your account. So I'm a price action trader, right? So I'm gonna go by what price action tells me. So my plan for trading the open is I'm gonna wait for the first 5-minute candle to basically close and establish the 5-minute opening range. If price isn't I guess convincing on that 5-minute opening range trade, I'll wait for the 15-minute opening range to close, right? And then I'll try to go from there. So, and especially with this chop that's been going on, I'm gonna try to wait for a good setup, right? I'm not gonna try to rush a trade. So we are above now currently both EMAs on the 5-minute chart. So we'll kind of see how this shapes up, right? ES has crossed on the 5-minute. Look at the daily. Yeah, let's go to the daily chart. We were just there on the daily chart. This is the daily, right? So right now you got a long wick at the top and the bottom of the daily chart. We are above both the 14 and the 50 EMA, but I mean, every time price tried to basically expand higher, it pulled back, right? So, and then you had Netflix that dropped earnings yesterday, going into that 4 o'clock or right after 4 o'clock, right? And you had a sell-off. Yeah, Satin Stone. Yeah, I see that. I saw the 1 hour building up. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, I mean, it looks, could be a potential bull flag. I agree. But it's just that we've been stuck in this range, right? So got to be cautious. All right, so let's check. We had a few. We had so many people yesterday, right? They wanted us to look at gold, and so this is the daily chart right now on gold. So you had a sell-off. You're right at the 14 EMA on the daily chart. And this is the 4-hour chart, right? So it's kind of like consolidating below the 14 and 50 EMA. You had some selling pressure. You had a sell-off going into the afternoon. And then now you're kind of right below the EMAs. This is ES. On the daily chart. So once again, we're above the 14 and the 50 EMA on ES. The high looks like, right, is that 68.12 level. When you look immediately to the left, is it gonna get there? I'm not sure. Just kind of, we're in an area, guys, where, like I said, I don't know if the market's stalling due to CPI coming out pretty soon, or what, but just got to be kind of patient and gonna let it play out. Hard of frame. Feels like Trump is gonna tweet and dump the market and pump it back on CPI. Anything's possible. JD Trades, do I use VWAP? No, I do not. I do not use VWAP. Jeremy Bricko, DMONEY, where did you learn momentum strategy? YouTube has so many randos and I'm trying to find a reputable source. So the best advice is you're gonna have to kind of find what works for you. I trial and error, right? That's how I kind of learned. I'm, trading price action and that kind of deal, trial and error, to be honest. Black Mamba, all-time high behavior. You're exactly right. I agree. This is what happens when you're at all-time highs, when you keep putting in all-time highs, right? Like price is kind of undecided, waiting for that next catalyst, so to speak, right? Whether that's a Trump tweet or news or whatever. That's what it feels like, anyway. So what is CPI? So that's a inflation report number that's gonna come out Friday. JDub FX, we could just dump and retrace that the big red on the 4-hour candle. Yeah, anything's possible, right? I mean, anything's possible. Just got to be ready. As a price action trader, all I'm trying to do is let price kind of show me its hand, so to speak, and then I'll try to join in on the momentum, right? Whichever side the momentum is on, that's the goal. Trade for play. Yeah, you're right. Consumer price index. It's a gauge. It's a gauge for inflation as well. So. PHC Trader, good morning. Hey, good morning. Draco, God bless. Hey, good morning. How are you? SL Hunter 3, no, that's Friday. And that's Friday pre-market, right? That's Friday, I think at like 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. I like how you focus on the higher time frame charts and the top-down approach. Your charts are clean, not too zoomed in, and easy to follow. Keep up the good work. Hey, I appreciate that. That's controversial, right? So I think it's a preference thing. So I appreciate that. Just trying to make a little money. Scott Trades, good morning, D Money. Hey, what's up, man? How are you? Aaron, Big Dog D Money. Hey, what's up? Trent, good morning. Hello, you. What's up? Hey, how are you? Sherelle, good morning. Let's go. Yeah, JD Trades, I see that. Yeah, you got a 1030 crude oil inventories. Typically, that doesn't impact NQ that much. Typically, right? Bruce, good morning, D Money. Hey, good morning. Ton, yo, D, we back at it. Yeah. Trying to make some of that money. Guys, I got a jail call last night from Jerome. So I don't know what I got a call at like almost midnight last night, and it was a jail call from Jerome trying to get bailed out, guys. So I don't know what's going on with Jerome. So the sleeve DJ, I'll pay his bail. Let's go. Yeah, so yeah, I was able to, he posted bail, guys, but like I said, something shady's going on with Jerome, guys. So I knew something was wrong when he told me I had to drop him off at the bus station instead of the airport. So the last time he was here. Tom, go fund me for Jerome's bail. Oh man. Ray, can he trade is the question. Yeah, I'm not sure. DB Stars, hey D, how is everything going? Going pretty good, right? So I'm hoping for some better price action today. You know, compared to yesterday. That's for sure, right? And what I mean by that is, can we get some momentum in one direction, basically, right? That's what I really mean. Instead of like price puts in a high and then it pulls back and retraces the whole entire high, you know, in a 5-minute 50-point candle, right? That's what I'm really referring to. D-Money was popping. That boy good. Hey, how are you? Kelly, Jerome running from all the baby mamas throwing chalangas. Oh, man, I love it. All right, so we got about 3 minutes and 40 seconds on this 5-minute candle, right? So, like I kind of mentioned earlier, I'm going to wait for the 5-minute candle to open and close. I'll probably map out the high and the low of that candle, which is the opening range, right, for the first 5 minutes. But if I don't like the price action, what I would like to see, if we're going to remain bullish, I would like to see price kind of push down, maybe retest the EMAs, and then push up with some momentum and close bullish, right? Targeting the highs directly to the left, which is that 305 level. And then if I go to the 1-hour chart, maybe this 287 and higher, right? Like this 305, but, you know, on a 1-hour chart right now, we're currently stuck between both EMAs, the 14 and the 50 EMA. So I do see that. I do recognize that. We can't close above it, right? So it'll be interesting to see how we open up. OG Ripper 305, I'm short. Yeah, like I'm gonna wait and let the market open up and kind of try to show me its hand, preferably, right? That's what I'm gonna do. So we're CR D-Money, you've been killing both shows. I'm prouder than an auntie. Hey, I appreciate that. Just trying to make a little money. Austin, D-Money, thank you for teaching me how to be more patient while trading. You're the man. Great addition to the BDH. Hey, I appreciate the kind words. So, I don't have a, based off the Chop Fest chat, I don't have a direct bias, right? Because it's hard to have a direct bias based off of what's been going on. So I'm going to kind of let price open up and see if we can get some momentum to one direction. I mean, I wish I had more information, but when you look at this 4-hour chart, look at the 4-hour chart right now, I mean, it's hard to be biased to one side, right? It's kind of like price has been ranging since Monday, so we'll see what happens. Tone, still in that zone from yesterday. Yeah, exactly. All right, we got about 50 seconds. Off the ground, smash the like button. Yeah, if you guys haven't, we got 3,100 people watching right now. If you haven't hit the like button, please do. 33, yeah. Thanks, Ginger. Yeah, it just updated on my side. So, if you haven't hit the like button, please do, guys. If you're not subscribed, let's go. About 15 seconds left. Trading BDH Master. Let's go. Hey, what's up? Good morning. Live easy. Good morning. All right, so we're open. Five-minute chart sell-off as of right now, right? Selling down. And I want to say we had the same price action yesterday, right? At open, I think it was a sell-off, and then it kind of retraced a little bit. Selling pressure, selling pressure, selling pressure, right? So let me check the 15-minute chart really quick. All right, so overnight lows were taken, right? Overnight lows were taken so far. Jose, buy now. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna play it that way, right? Everybody has their own way. I'm gonna map out the first 5 minutes just because it's been a chop fest, and I want price to kind of pick a direction, and then I'll try to join the party, right? So I'm mapping out, so that black line on my chart is going to be the high of the first 5-minute candle, 271.50. Yeah, so if you guys noticed the chat, we had 62% felt that we were gonna go up at open, right? Yeah, that was a nice little 50-point drop. I agree. Nice 50-point drop. So yeah, I'm gonna wait, guys. I'm gonna wait for the ORB at least the first 5 minutes. Now, if price closes convincingly bearish, like it currently is, right? Then shorts for me could be in play because we're below the 5-minute 14 and 50 EMA on the 5-minute chart, right? Which basically formed the EMA cross to the downside, right? Which is saying that we got some momentum to the downside. So, but it's important for me to wait at least for the first 5-minute candle to close, because a lot of times you'll get this sell-off and then it'll bounce right back up, right? So that's why I'm being cautious. I'm not gonna just jump in. Yeah, Ginger just kind of put that in the chat, guys. Yeah, Patrick, PW's on vacation. He's in Mexico doing some racing in the desert, and he'll be back on Monday, right? All right, we got about 1 minute and 10 seconds left. So far, about a 75-point sell-off. Better drop, right, than yesterday. So this is positive, I guess, right? If it's gonna continue with this momentum. Daib, hello, DMONEY. Hey, how are you? Trade Grader, we are very happy with you. Hey, I appreciate that. All right, so we're close to this 5-minute candle closing. So as we kind of get close, I'll just start kind of mapping out the low, and it might change, right? Like I know that because the candle's not closed yet, so I can just always adjust it. So the two black lines is the 5-minute ORB, right? Open range. 1 179.25. All right, so 179.25. All right, so the 5-minute ORB has been set. We close with momentum below the 14 EMA. So technically right now, short term, I'm bearish. I would like a little bit more of a retest to the upside, but I might not get it. And what I mean by that, right? I would like maybe a retest of like 243 or like 215 area before and get more selling pressure down, but I might not get it, right? So I'm just kind of trying to be patient, see if I can get a retest back up to sell it down. But as of right now, based off how I trade, price is technically short-term bearish. So I would like to see, yep, a push back up, maybe do a retest up here, 200, 215 area. It could also go to like 245 and then push down, right? So just trying to be patient. Sell-off was almost a 100-point sell-off. 202. All right, so this 5-minute candle is kind of stalling. So if I get short, my stop is going to be 202, which is above the high of this current 5-minute candle. But I wanted more of a retest back to the upside before joining the party, right? So we're going to see what happens here. I'm not short yet, though. All right, here's that deeper retest, right? It's starting to retest back to the upside. $202. WYKX, same thing that happened yesterday, exactly, right? So that's why I'm trying to be patient. But this 5-minute opening candle is a stronger candle, right? If you guys remember yesterday, the 9:30 5-minute candle had a long wick at the bottom. So this is a strong momentum candle to the downside, right? But I want more of a retest up because it's like 100. It was almost a 100-point drop. So I'm trying to see if I can get a retest, maybe of this possibly 244 area to sell it down. Might not happen, but I'm just gonna let price kind of dictate what it wants to do, right? Because it's pushing back up. All right, this is the current 1-hour chart, and this is a 30-minute chart, right? 15-minute chart. So if you're a 15-minute ORB trader, right, you still got about 5.5 minutes left on this 15-minute candle. All right, so here's the retest back to the upside. And you got about 20 seconds left. Just trying to be patient, right? So market's only been open for 9 minutes. This is why I didn't want to get short at the bottom, right? Because of that retest back up. That's happening right now. So if you notice, that's a 60-point retest already, right? Back to the upside. EMA is 246. All right, I'm gonna take a sell, guys. If I get stopped, that's fine, because I'm in a little early, but my stop is above the EMAs. So I'm a little early on it because I didn't get an EMA tap like I wanted, but like I said, if I get stopped, I'll re-enter a little higher, but just anticipating that we got more downside doesn't mean it's gonna happen, right? So, because it's pushing up right now with some strength. But I wanted a sell-off. I wanted it to tap basically 247, and then my stop would be like 270. So I got in a little early, right? And now it's tapping the EMA, and it's pushing right back up. So let me see something real quick. And this is just a momentum trade, right? Like basically price closed with momentum below the EMA on the first 5-minute candle. So the way that I trade, you guys probably picked up on that. I'm anticipating more downside, maybe to take out this 25,172 if it's going to remain bearish, right? So it should respect the EMAs. That's how I trade. So we'll see. If it pushes back up above the EMAs, then that's not good short term for bears, right? Because we had a momentum candle to the downside. So that's what I'm kind of playing into. Doesn't always work. We'll see what happens. Because right now we got strength, right? There is some strength to the upside. So, but I wanted to respect these EMAs. If it doesn't, then that was just basically a price sweep, and they're gonna push price higher, right? So, and look at the wick on the 15-minute candle, which is not great. So that's not convincing for sells, I'll be honest. Right back up to the EMA on the 5-minute chart. So if we can't hold this, I'm gonna close, and because I want to see weakness, because we just rejected, right? We just basically put in a huge momentum candle to the downside. So and yeah, right back up. So I'll give it a second more. Nope. All right, so gonna close this trade. Right back up, right? So all right, the high of the opening range is 271. So the question is gonna be, is it gonna hold this that 271 level, or is it gonna pop through it, right? So we'll see. And the 15-minute opening range is set, right? But look at the, this is the 15-minute candle. I did sell it again, guys. So just a heads up. 256 was the entry. I'm gonna try one more time. If it stops me out, that's fine. So we'll see what happens, right? My stop is gonna be basically that 271. If it takes out that 271, I mean, that's trading, right? So tis life, tis his life. Just got a higher entry. Doesn't mean it's gonna continue to, you know, to sell off, but I'm just basically playing the high of the open ORB candle, right? But I don't like the wick, so I'll probably put this trade at break even. So it'll be a free trade. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, chat. So I would like to see, you know, can it retrace this whole move back up, right? Because that was basically a retest. That remains to be seen, but it's a free trade. Not going to lose money on this trade. Entry was 256. Kind of nasty day today because, right, you keep getting rejections, but then it's like bouncing back up, back down, instead of making a move, right? So in one direction, I mean. And your 15-minute ORB is like a nasty rejection candle. And that's pretty much the same. I think somebody has said it. Yeah, that was pretty much the same price action. Similar to yesterday, for sure. Jose, this price action is not that great. Yeah, I agree, man. Everything, like I said, every drop gets bought up, every pop gets sold down, right? That's what it kind of seems like right now, to be honest. So, and I tried that first trade, I basically just tried to play the momentum to the downside, and it got bought right back up, right? So, which happens. And we're pushing now, like we want to possibly take out that opening range. So I'm out of that trade. And I'm just kind of watching now to see what happens. Let me map out this ORB. Yeah, they are challenging that pretty much the high, right, of the 271 is the high of the ORB, and it looks like they want to pop through it, right? So, which is bullish. There it is. Just tapped the 15-minute opening range high. Who is they? The market, Pedro. Let's go. All right, let me check the 5-minute chart. So this current 5-minute chart, you got about 2.5 minutes left. It just put in a higher high, broke out of the 15-minute ORB. You mean all of us? Well, I mean, we're retail traders. I don't think retail traders have enough capital to move the market, right? To be honest. I'm referring to like banks and institutions that move the market. All right, so it's kind of like trappy trap action, right? You had a sell-off at the open, you had a recovery. Now we're right back at the 15-minute opening range high, which is at 271.50. Are we gonna expand higher and challenge this 304 area? This is the 5-minute chart. Yeah, that's why I avoid trading the first 15 minutes. Yeah. So, and there's nothing wrong, guys, with that too, right? You can map out the 15-minute ORB. Because it basically, I mean, look at the wick on this 15-minute chart. I mean, it's 87 points to the downside, right? And it just recovered that entire move. So, and we're going higher. On a 1-hour chart, it almost looks ideal to like, almost identical to yesterday. Bullish pin bars forming on the 1-hour chart. You got about 5 minutes left, with almost a 90-point wick to the bottom of that candle. $45. These are you got crapped on. Yeah, it happens though, right? Sometimes, I mean, not every trade's gonna work, guys. I saw the momentum to the downside. EMA cross. I took the sell. Trying to anticipate continuation, and it didn't work, right? I mean, I wish I could bat 100%, right? But that's not life. And in this market, like it's so like look now, right? Like it's kind of, this 15-minute candle has a even or almost identical wick at the top and the bottom of the candle. So that's it was looking very strong for a second, right? Now it's wicking on both sides. So just passed my eval on that pop. Let's go D-Money. Hey, congrats. One-hour pin bar. Yeah, I see that. The problem is though in this market, like how reliable is it right now, right? Because like when you look at these other pin bars, like, is it gonna hold? That's the question. Sniper, D-Money, no money can happen. You're an amazing trader. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, every trade is not gonna work, right? So was able to pick up some profit on the second trade. First trade didn't work. I mean, that's life, right? It happens. So now this 15-minute chart is basically let me check something. So to remain bullish, we need to hold the 14 and the 15 EMA on the 5-minute chart, short term, right? Like that would be the ideal if you're a bull, because price should put in a higher low and continue to expand higher, right? If I'm a bull, that's what I would want to see. But if it starts breaking down below these lows that were put in, that's not good short term for bulls, because that means we might have a deeper retrace, right, to the downside. So let's map out the 15-minute ORB, which the top of it was already mapped out. I mean, look at this. Oh, man. All right, so the low is 172.25. So that's your ORB, right? The two black lines, 15-minute ORB. Wick at the bottom is almost 90 points. You got a minute and 40 seconds left on this 1-hour candle. And so what I'm waiting for now, I want to see how this 1-hour candle closes. We're back inside the opening range magically, right? So what I mean right now, like the market is kind of trappy, right? So it's trapping sellers, it's trapping buyers, because if you're bullish, you're like, oh, it's going to continue to push higher, and we're right back inside the opening range. So that's not good if you're looking for buys, or if you're in a buy right now. We got a minute left. That's my alarm for the new 4-hour candle. So is price gonna continue to push higher, or are we gonna get a retest of these lows that were put in right at this level? Trying a quick short, don't know if it's gonna work. But since we're back in the ORB range, I'll try it, and if it doesn't work, I'll get out and re-enter on the next candle. Wanted a trap. Was trying to anticipate a trap of buyers, but as of right now, it's holding, right? So all right, so let's see. 10 o'clock is open. And what I was trying to see if price is gonna push up here, basically like kind of like where it is, right? That 271, and then sell back down because of the long wick. But consolidation, chop fest, basically, right? That's what we got. So let's see. On the 5-minute chart, though, we are holding, as of right now, we are building up some momentum, it seems. So we're either gonna push hard to the upside, let's check this. Hold on 1 second. All right, so what I want to see, if I take a sell, my stop here is going to be below, it's going to be 288. And that's just basically, all right. Let's go. See if we can get a push, bigger push. All right, I'm gonna close that out. And that's just basically playing the previous candle's 1 hour high, right? Trying to get the sell down. Meaning that price was not gonna put in a higher high. Because we have rejection of the opening range high, which is 271. So maybe this is going to be the sell down that I was kind of anticipating. But I didn't get married to it because price has been jerky, right? As soon as it kind of puts in a low, it'll hesitate and then bounce back up, right? So and that's what I mean where like you want follow through. There's no like solid follow through because we've been consolidating. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's not clean. It's not clean today. And that's because the higher time frame is consolidating though, right? And price currently on the 1 hour chart is stuck in between the 14 and 50 EMA, right? So it needs to break to one direction, right? If it can get above and close, then we might get more follow through. But right now it's kind of like when it's in between the 14 and 50 EMA, typically that's a consolidation zone or area, I should say, right? Tell him, be patient and wait. Exactly. Got to be a little patient. Try to see if it gives you a clear setup. We are right back inside of the 15-minute opening range, by the way. Market waiting for a catalyst to break that range higher or lower. Until then, choppy action. Yes. When you're right, you're right. Five-minute chart. All right, so notice how the EMAs are like tight, right? So they're close together. So yeah, it's kind of like probably a time to kind of wait a little bit and see if the market gives more information, right? When they're not spread apart, price is kind of, a lot of times it's consolidating, stuck in a range. So just trying to wait to see if we can get another setup. Yep, it's trapping both ways. I agree. All right, so let's see what's going on, right? So 5-minute chart, we're trying to get back above the 14 and 50 EMA. $271.50 is your opening range high. We just rejected that area basically right on the 5-minute chart, but that means nothing because we've been back and forth. This is the 15-minute chart, so this is what I was kind of talking about. Look at the 15-minute chart, the wicks. You got 86-point wick on the 15-minute opening candle to the downside, reject it back up. 15-minute candle after that has a 28-point wick at the top and a wick at the bottom as well. And then this current candle is closing almost the same way, right? So you got 5 minutes left on this current 15-minute candle. Sell, sell, sell. Yeah, it's looking a little weak, right? Problem is you want follow through though. So like as a momentum trader, you want follow through. That's the thing. So every time it sells down, it pushes right back up. So you just got to be cautious. All right, so I want to see if this current 5-minute candle, that's the chart we're looking at, if it can close with some momentum away from the EMAs to the downside, which means that, right, all this was a delayed retest of the highs up here, and then we're gonna put in a lower low below that 170, right? So that's what I'm trying to look at. But it needs to close convincingly, because if not, then I won't be interested. In sales, I'm talking about. So it's looking like it wants to, right? It's looking like it's rejecting pretty well. So maybe that was just a retest of the highs before dropping lower, right? To trap buyers, because you had sellers at the open, push back up, trap sellers that held, and then now you're trapping buyers. So let's go. Joke, good morning, D-Money. Hey, what's up? Looks like ES is putting in going for previous day low now. Yeah, it could have been just a delayed retest, guys, and that happens. Meaning that went up, retested, put in a little bit higher high, and now it's gonna sell off, which would definitely trap a lot of buyers that were bullish right off the EMAs, right? So that could be the case. We'll see. This market is actually simple. When it starts to look like a sell, buy, and vice versa. I know you're not lying. When you're right, you're right. Because I know for a fact right now there's a lot of buyers that are trapped. Look at this sell-off. Back down. So this is what I wanted, right? But it's delayed, right? This is exactly what I wanted, and that's trading, right? Your timing's not going to be right all the time, but this is what I wanted. I want a rejection basically off the EMAs and the lows at 172 to be tested. That's what I wanted earlier. I sold at 250. Let's go. Hey, nice. You're up 30 points. All right, we got about 30 seconds approximately left on this 5-minute candle, right? And it's showing some momentum to the downside. So why not enter a short now? Because we're far away from the EMAs. So I want this next 5-minute candle to kind of push back up a little bit, maybe to like 243 if I can get it, and then I'll probably short it, and my stop loss is above the EMA so I can have a better stop. But like, this is exactly what I wanted, right? Earlier. And that happens. Because now, right, it's like, is price gonna push all the way back up before dropping? And that's what it's doing, right? So if you got short right at the close of that candle, you probably got yoked. So this is some definitely nasty price action right now, right? Hold on 1 second, guys. So now the question's gonna be, is there more downside pressure coming, or is this basically a higher low being put in to continue the upside, right? So yeah, it really doesn't want to stay down. I agree. Right back up. So if you measure the wick, and what I'm referring to is, so from that drop down, the low of this candle, it's already back up 36 points. Stunner, PW would have bought that pivot point. Tell me not, D-Money. Possibly, yeah. It all depends. I mean, this is up and down. Guys, this is up and down nasty price action, right? So the markets are cooking everybody today. Nobody's safe. Yeah, buyers and sellers are getting chopped. I can tell you that for sure. So, Ton, I don't know how some of y'all are trading this. Yeah, it's definitely more difficult than I think a lot of people realize. Like I said, every move, every drop is being bought back up. Every pop is being sold back down, right, so to speak. So this is a chop fest. The current 1 hour candle, it is bearish as at the moment, but you still got about 20 minutes have gone by so far. And we're right back inside the 14 and the 50 EMA, right? Starting to push back up. So 5-minute chart. I feel that this is a scalper's dream market. To each his own. There's people making money in all markets, right? So I'm interested to see if we can break down and continue to test this if it breaks down and retest this 90 level, right, which is basically respecting the EMAs. Hold on 1 second, guys. Trying to get like trying to log into, I got kicked out of this account and I'm trying to log back in. Give me 1 second. So if price is gonna hold on this 5-minute chart, the EMAs, that 244 area, then I do see possibly 172 being back in play. So that's what I'm like eyeing. I'm in a sell now, guys. Trying to see if I can catch some of this momentum back to the downside. Let's go. Let's go. All right, my take profit is going to be 189 if we can get there. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, chat. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right, I'm closing there. Let's go. That boy good. That boy good. They tried to hold me back, chat. They tried to hold me back. They tried to hold D-Money back. Let's go. That boy good. Yeah, it's black charts, guys, because I had something happen to my chart and I had to like get out and go back in. And the default is black. So I had to catch it where I could. So let's go. That boy good. So, all right, that's trading though, guys, right? So it's a little frustrating because, but it happens. So my initial, I was bearish at the open. But we got more of a retest than I wanted, right? To the upside. So once I saw price close again, and I'll show you kind of like what I'm talking about.
That boy good.
That boy good. That boy good. Yeah, so when I saw price once again, guys, reject the EMAs with a conviction candle, which has momentum, I basically just shorted right off the EMAs, anticipating we were going to try to retest these lows. I mean, like I said, you guys saw that I was bearish from the open. It's just that we had a harder retest than I wanted, right? So Mark, you the man, D-Money. Work with what you got. Don't let nothing hold you back. Yeah, hey, let's go. So yeah, and we're probably more than likely, right? So it looks like price wants to get out of this 15-minute opening range low. So let me go to the 15-minute chart, right? So that's where that wick is at 172, 25,172.25. It probably, it wants lower, right? I mean, in my opinion, at this point, if it breaks out of this level and closes, then there's probably more downside coming. And on the 4-hour chart, I wouldn't be surprised if we get down here to this 25,087 level. And there's the break of it, right? There's the break of the opening range low. Jose, I'm still short. Hey, nothing wrong with that, man. I just took what I can get, right? Just trying to make some monies. All right, and here's a sell-off. Can you guys hear me? Because the music just cut off. So, can you guys hear me okay? Okay, all right. So, yeah, I'll try to get the music back in a second. Hold on 1 second. Let me see what's going on with this. All right, so 5-minute chart. Below the opening range. So for me, that's bearish. We had an EMA cross that's actually playing out now. We had a retest to the upside that got rejected. So that's why I took that sell. I tried to short it earlier, right? I mean, that happens. So we'll see now if this candle, right? Because this will be the first 5-minute candle that closes below the opening range if it's going to close down here. So I want to see if we can hold this 25,172 level. If that's the case, then I would want price to kind of push up, maybe do a retest closer to the opening range low, and then reject back down, right, on the next 5-minute candle. And it's dumping more. So let's see where we're at. All right, this is the 15-minute chart. You got about 30 seconds left. So in my opinion, that was if you want to call it manipulation, whatever, right? To trap buyers, and then it initially trapped sellers because you had that long wick at the bottom of the 15-minute ORB candle, and then pushed up the trap buyers, and now we're dropping lower, right? That's what's happening. So, all right, so we're gonna close below the 15-minute ORB. Next 15-minute candle, I will want some kind of upside push before dropping, right? Ideally. Doesn't mean you're always going to get it, but we are pushing up right now. I do see on the 4-hour chart that we pretty much, all right, so the 50 EMA on the 4-hour chart is 25,081. Give me 1 second, guys. So I want to see how price kind of reacts here, right? So I am mindful that, like I said, on the 1 hour. All right, so this is the 1 hour chart. Remember I called out the 4-hour chart. We're right at the 50, pretty close to the 50, right? The low of this current 1 hour candle, roughly 93. The last time we were in this area, and all I'm referring to, because if we're bearish, right? But the last time we were in this area, we had a reaction back to the upside. So that's in the back of my mind as well. But right now, price is in momentum to the downside. So Was there news? The only news I know of was the oil news, right? But I mean, guys, we know we've been consolidating on a 4-hour chart, and we finally broke out of that range, right, to the downside. So we knew something was coming. We just don't know the direction until it happens, right? This is what I kind of talked about. See how we're having that reaction now back to the upside. We kind of got close to this level, and now we're getting a reaction, right? Doesn't mean we won't continue lower. It's just that initial reaction a lot of times is to the opposite direction. Netflix is down almost 10%. Let's go. Yeah, remember that investors weren't too enthused about Netflix performance, right? So, all right, guys, I don't know where we're at with likes, but if you haven't hit the like button, please do. We got on my screen, and it's been like a little weird today because I got kicked off, but 3,718 people, 3,718, right? That's the total amount of people that are watching. What was that, Ginger? We're at, all right, we just hit 1,000. I appreciate that. Let's go. Silver 4K, D was correct. It was a short, it was just delayed. Yeah, it was. And that happens, guys, right? Like, I'm not gonna be, I wish I was perfect with my, you know, I guess, ideas all the time, but sometimes your timing is gonna be off. And I mean, honestly, right? I mean, look what happened. We had a bullish momentum candle. Bearish momentum candle to the downside, first 5-minute open, and then we had a push up of almost 115 points, and now we're selling off. So go figure, right? That's just how the market works. Go figure, right? Bear flag, yeah. I'm actually and the funny thing, guys, so like I have to kind of remember, like, if I'm on trying to catch moves on multiple accounts, like the trade copier like cuts off. So that's like a rookie move on my fault as far as like switching back and forth, because typically, like, so if I'm trading at home, right, it's gonna stay intact, but I'm switching back and forth. I got to make sure my trade copier is on at all times, right? So that way I can capitalize on the move on all accounts, because that's happened to me like a couple times. So somebody was asking for the P&O. This is where I'm at, guys. Let's go. Before he getting cut off on the trade copier, so. But a win is a win. We'll take it. So that's over 4,000. William D, you were right on the bearish. Yeah, I felt pretty good about it. But like I said, it did. Basically, I didn't want. Obviously, it's not ideal to get a 100+ point move to the upside before dropping, right? So that's the only thing I didn't like. So, but that happens in trading. But you have to react, right? That's the thing. We get paid as traders to react to what the market's doing. So I didn't like the price action. It pushed back back above the EMAs. I closed the trade, right? Once I saw the momentum come back in on the 5-minute chart to the downside, and what I'm saying is, like I kind of pointed out earlier, once I saw we got back below the EMAs, you know, with some momentum, I sold it, I shorted it again. I mean, that's it. That happens. Fade Trades, what up, D-Money? Hey, what's up? Let's go. So this is the 5-minute chart, guys, that I'm on right now. Silver 4K, that move was a trap for the bulls. I agree. But see, like looking at it now, right? It's like, it's hindsight. So, and in full transparency, right? I'm always trying to get better as a trader, guys, myself, right? I'm not perfect either. I say that all the time. Now, on a day like today, if I would have waited for the 15-minute ORB to set, I never would have been more than basically 16 points, 17 points in drawdown, right? So that's, I took the 5-minute ORB and the 15-minute ORB played today, so. PR, what time do I use for order execution? Typically the 5-minute chart. DK, all I'm asking is, do you use the VWAP? No, I do not use VWAP. Thanks for answering that, Moline. Or Moline. So yeah, I'm seeing, I'm bearish, guys. Right? Right now, I mean, there's nothing that, I mean, now the only thing I would be a little concerned about is that I do see price. This is the 1-hour chart. We're right at the 50 EMA on the 1-hour chart. And a lot of times you get a reaction there, right? Now, we've been consolidating so long that I wouldn't be surprised if they just flush it through this level, because we've been, you know, it's been, price has been stalling. All right, this is the daily chart. The 14 EMA is roughly right around 25,000, right? So that's about 98 points lower than where we're currently at. So wouldn't be surprised if that level gets approached. Nothing right now is saying buy, in my opinion, right? I mean, we had consolidation. We broke to the downside. I will be bearish as long as we are below the 14 and the 50 EMA. That's how I trade, right? On the 5-minute chart. MT trading, which EMAs do I use? I use the 14 and 50 EMA. VC. Why do you guys keep asking the same questions? Don't you see D-Money's trading NQ? Yeah, I trade NQ, guys, only. I only trade NASDAQ. I don't trade anything other than NASDAQ. Let's go. Really, really rich? Way up? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Are you saying you're bullish, or oh, you're saying that maybe the EMAs or something's pinned in the chat? Is that what you're referring to? I'm not sure. Stefan, are you taking any more trades? I mean, so right now we are about 90 points away from the 14 EMA. So the further you get away from the 14 EMA on the lower time frame, you have to kind of be cautious of that, because like, where's your stop going to be, right? So I would want like some kind of, if I'm looking to short, like now, my stop has to be basically above the previous 5-minute candle's high. That's how I would play it, because if it breaks that high, of the previous 5-minute candle, I don't want to be in the sell right now, right? Maybe price is doing a deeper retest. Smoke, great trading, D-Money. Hey, I appreciate it. It's not perfect, right? It's not always going to be ideal, guys. My bias was right from the start, but we got a huge retest, right? That I wasn't, I guess, thinking was going to happen, and that you just got to adjust. But this is what I wanted to happen, right? I just wanted it to happen right at the open, pretty much, right? After the 5-minute ORB. Because typically when you get a huge candle to the downside in the first 5 minutes of the opening session, price will trend even for a little bit in that direction, and we didn't get that. They basically yoked it back the other way over 100 points, and now we're getting the sell-off. Yeah, I'm actually up. So I'm up over 4,000. So and my screen, it is gonna, like, I gotta before the afternoon session, I have to end up switching it back, but OG Turbo, that boy good. Chewy 13, good job. Hey, I appreciate that. Haha, PW saying he's up 10K sitting by the pool in Mexico. Let's go. That boy good. That boy good. All right, PW said, blew the motor in my truck, LOL. Trying to get home by tomorrow morning for Thirsty Thursday. Let's go. All right, guys, if you made money, drop a W in the chat. Let's go. I like. Just trying to make some monies. Yeah, so nice. I like. Big W Cletus. Come on, Cletus. All right, so yeah, I'm not surprised at the sell-off, guys, right? I mean, it's been, here we go, right? We're dropping lower. So I think now, like, price has been consolidating for so long. It's been stuck in a range, whatever you want to call it, right? So this downside sell-off that we're kind of getting is kind of been building up. So daily chart, like I said, this 14 EMA, top of the 14 EMA is pretty much right at 25,000. And that's a nice, like, psychological level, even number. So I wouldn't be surprised, right, if we get down there. What you said yesterday about no bottom wick has been a game changer for me. Thanks, bro. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Hey, I'm just trying to make some monies. D-Money, please make a trade recap video at the end of the day for people that are at work. So, I mean, I typically my first trade for the day, if I'm trading the US Open, it's always going to be either the 5-minute ORB trade if it plays, right? So that would be like about 30 minutes, 35 minutes into the stream. If I didn't get that and I'm taking a 15-minute ORB, that would be about 45 minutes into the stream, right? So, and then I'm waiting at that point until the 4-hour candle opens at 10 a.m. Eastern, right? Which matches up with the 1-hour candle. So you can kind of skip through if you don't see a trade recap video, you can kind of scroll through if you want to those times, and you'll kind of see like basically those setups. Robert Robinson, tell my girl Tori we up. She in the kitchen. VC, DMONEY, are you going to trade with PW next week or just Power Hour? So I'm assuming I'm trading on this streaming wise. Power Hour 1:30 to 4. But you know, like I said, I think I've mentioned that a few times on previous streams, guys, that, you know, PW, you know, wants me in the morning for some sessions. Like, hey, I'll be ready. Can I explain the bottom wick theory again? Yeah, so the wicks tell a story. So basically, when you're looking at your chart, like if you see, like, even on a green candle, if there's a bottom wick on the green candle, that means price basically had a low that was put in, and price basically started rejecting back to the upside, right? So if you start kind of paying attention to some of these higher time frame candles, typically what happens, it doesn't happen all the time, but a lot of times, price, even if it's going to be bullish, a lot of times it'll push down at the open of a candle and it'll form a bottom wick, which is a retest or a retracement, whatever you want to call it, and then it'll push up, right? So a lot of times, green candles, guys, they actually start off as red candles. And in my case, black candles start off as green candles, right? And then they end up closing bearish. So just kind of keep that in mind. So with the wicks, I'm basically playing into the thought process that at the open of a candle, a lot of times for momentum to continue, right? So if I'm bearish, and we'll kind of make it, we'll kind of look at this previous 1-hour candle. So the reason why we're saying the open was tough is because the 9 o'clock 1-hour candle, it was bearish, right? It was a sell-off at 9:30. And then what happened? Well, price actually put in a bottom wick of almost 85 points. So there was a lot of sellers that got trapped today. Really rich, we're about to moon. I mean, anything's possible, but all right, so I'm not surprised that we're getting some kind of reaction, right? Because this is that level I was kind of pointing out. When you look left on the higher time frame, this is the 4-hour chart. All we're doing right now is we're getting a reaction off of, so the last time we were in this area, we had a push back to the upside, right? And price pretty much dipped into this area and we're getting a reaction. That doesn't change my bias right now, but anything's possible. So I guess you have to kind of know, the reason why I'm saying when you look to the left, you have to kind of know where price is currently moving, right? Because if you don't know that price had a reaction back to the upside the last time it was in this area, then you could get trapped. And what was happening to me, the reason why I started looking at the higher time frames, this is actually a really good example for people in the chat that's kind of, they want to know more about the wicks. So this current 4-hour candle is forming a bottom wick, right? It has a bottom wick on the bottom of it now, pushing back to the upside. All right, so notice the time that we're in right now. It's 10:52 Eastern Standard Time. So typically, a lot of times in the last 10-15 minutes of a higher time frame candle, or at the close of a 1 hour candle, getting close to the close of it, you'll get a reaction back the opposite way. So you have to kind of realize that when you're taking these trades. And that's what was happening to me a lot of times. So if maybe I was shorting down here at like this 20,053 level, like, oh, I feel good. It's a short, right? And then price yokes up. And if you look at measure out the wick on this higher time frame candle, it's 70 points right now. So that's going to stop you out, even if you're right in your direction. So I hope that makes sense. And Surf Trader, yeah, it could very well go lower. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm just basically saying you have to be careful with your entries. Like, as a trader, your job is to kind of measure your risks. And that's what I try to do in every trade, right? If you guys notice at the beginning of the stream, I'm like, okay, we had a bearish 5-minute opening range candle. I'm going to take a sell. I don't want to see price back above the EMAs, right? Because if that happens, then temporarily buyers are back in control above the EMAs. That's just how I trade, right? So what is DMONEY's channel? You're on the channel, right? This is I'm active only on PW's YouTube channel, guys. Let's go. So I'm streaming this week in the morning, 9 to 11:30, and then by normal show, guys, the DMONEY show is 1:30 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. Let's go. Heart, just waiting for the hourly levels is so much easier than trading the chop. I agree. Chef Trades, PW and DMONEY on fire. Let's go. Appreciate the support. All right, I'm gonna kind of give an example of what I was referring to, right? So this is the 5-minute chart. So I can pretty much guarantee that price pretty much probably tapped. If you go to your lower time frame, like 1-minute chart, 2-minute chart, 3-minute chart, whatever, right? Price is probably tapped that area and had a rejection off the 14 EMA if you're trading that, because we almost got there in the 5-minute chart. So I know we got there on the lower time frame, right? And now it's starting to reject back down. So like I said, I'm bearish until price is above this 25,219 level short term on the 5-minute chart, right? But as of right now, this 1 hour candle is going to close bearish with momentum. In my opinion, you got an EMA cross that's starting to form to the downside on a 1 hour chart. So there's nothing for me right now that's saying buys. Now, we do have 3.5 minutes left on this candle, so anything can happen, right? Like, I mean, we're trading a moving instrument, so price could yoke all the way back up. I'm not saying it can't, but I'm just saying what I see currently on the chart. Nick, what is that light gray box? Demand zone you marked. So that's just basically, I just kind of highlighted why we're having a reaction right now back to the upside. Because the last time price was in this area, we had a reaction to the upside, right? So a lot of times you'll get like an initial reaction back up, and we're already up like off the low of this candle, right? 105 points. So when you look left on the chart, a lot of times it tells a story, right? And I'm going by the wicks. I'm looking to the left and I'm looking at the wicks that were on the chart, because a lot of times price will have a similar reaction when it gets back to those wicks, if that makes any sense. Let's go. Jose Manuel Rodriguez, do you use fair value gaps? No, I do not. JT Irby, well. Let's go. Milton, man, you was correct all the time. I'm not right all the time, guys. And even if I'm right, I mean, the unfortunate part of, of being a trader is that your timing is not always going to be right? So you just have to adjust on the fly, and that's basically what I did. I was short. I wanted sales at the open. We had too much of a retest, so end up closing that out. Took sales on the drop again, right? And up about 4,000. Let's go. Go Gadget. PW made a nice pick with DMONEY and the hot blonde. I know he's smiling right now. The chat's undefeated, man. Sound Engineering, DMONEY, what is your position right now? How much profit? Yeah, I'm not in the trade right now. I'm up about 4,000 on the day. All right, can I answer a trade copying question? DC Suka 83. Yeah, what's your question? Did I miss your question earlier? If so, I apologize. The chat's moving, guys, right? We got well over 3,000 people live right now, so it moves fast sometimes. So did I miss your question about a trade copier? I mean, if you're asking which one I use, it's posted. Trader rate prop, let's go. Kevin Hudson, good risk management, D. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Like I said, guys, I'm always gonna keep it real. Like, if a trade doesn't work out, I mean that's trading, right? So I was early on the shorts. It looks like I just re-entered. I mean that's life. Found 2x. What time frame is this? So this is currently the 5-minute chart. So if I'm a bear, short term, right? Because remember, the lower time frame is short term, right? It's a lower time frame. So if I'm bearish short term, I want to see price reject these EMAs, because now we're back at the 14 EMA, right? We just had a 5-minute candle that closed above the 14 EMA. But if I'm bearish, I don't want price to hold these EMAs. I want it to basically reject this area and get more selling pressure to the downside. If I'm a short-term bear, right? Because, and what I mean by that, if you notice on the 5-minute chart, we got the EMA, we got a bearish EMA cross, and the EMAs are spread apart. There's a gap between the EMAs, a pretty big gap, right? So that tells me that there's momentum to the downside. But if price is pushing back up above the EMAs, that's not good for bears short term, right? And that's why you have to be kind of cautious of your time frames and where we're at. So we're pushing up on the 5-minute chart, and if you notice, this is the open of a new 1-hour candle. So this is exactly what I talk about, right? So if I'm bearish at the open of a new 1-hour candle, I want to see price push back up and retest maybe this 230 to 250 level, and then start showing some rejection back down, right? Is it Leslie or Lisa G? On what time frame do you look for it to reject? Well, if it's the open of a 1-hour chart, I'm looking at the 1 hour. The higher time frame is always going to win, guys. That's just how the market works, right? So since it's the open of a new 1-hour candle, I'm looking at the 1-hour candle, and I want price to respect this 50 EMA, which is 230, right? The 14 is at 250. So if it's back above those two levels on a higher time frame, I don't want to be in shorts anymore. Right? I want to see price push up, form some kind of top wick, and then start rejecting back down if I'm bearish. Thomas Morton, winning streak continues. 13 out of 13 in non-trading days. That boy good. Yeah, guys, remember, hey, if that's your performance, Thomas Morton, hey, congrats, man. But I pretty much had to close my initial sales and I had to re-enter, right? You guys saw that. So, all right, so let's see what's happening on the 5-minute chart. All right, so I would love, right, if I'm bearish, I want to see price reject this 14 EMA. I don't want to see it continue to push higher, right? I want it to close basically below this 165 level and then get more downside selling pressure. But you have to be cautious of your time frame. We're only 3 minutes into this 1 hour candle. And a lot of times, so if I measure the wick on a 1 hour candle right now, it's only 13 points. So there could be a bigger retest coming. Not always, but sometimes, right? To the upside before dropping. But my measurement on the lower time frame, like I said, I want to see price back below the 14 EMA. And I hope that explains how I'm kind of thinking about trades, right? And how I enter. DC Suka 83 trying to set stop and profit limits on Tradevate while copy trading 2 accounts, having trouble doing it. So my advice on that, because you're trading your capital, is you probably want to watch a tutorial on YouTube. Love you, DMONEY. Hey, I love you. I love you. Amanda, I've learned a lot from you. Thank you. Hey, I appreciate that. I'm just trying to make a little money. Flipping the Magic City. That boy good. That boy good. Guys, I mean, I think it's a good example of, like, today is a good example, right? We saw a lot of consolidation on the 4 hour chart. I kind of pointed that out earlier. Just, you know, we knew that some kind of move was coming. We just don't know the direction until it happens, right? Because we have to trade price action. So, you still have to be confident and take your trades. Right? That's basically it. I mean, the name of the game, though, is having a measured stop loss. So that way, if the trade's invalidated, you can re-enter if you see, you know, I guess more clues to re-enter. But that's trading, right? I mean, the price action hasn't been great over the last few days, but now that if we can close outside of this range that we've been stuck in for days, then maybe price action will be a pickup, right? And we know we have CPI on Friday, so I do feel like, you know, that's part of the reason why we're kind of building up a little bit for that. So be cool, DMONEY. Where to watch you again after done with PW? Well, PW offered me a full-time position, so I'm trading, guys, daily, Monday through Friday, 1:30 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? So that's the DMONEY show. So today as well, I'll be back at 1:30, trading 1:30 to 4. Let's go. Other than that, guys, that's the only way you can catch me streaming. A lot of questions I've got a lot of, like, I guess DMs as far as, like, do I do 101s and like all of that stuff? I don't, guys. I got a almost 2-year-old daughter, so I don't have time for that outside of streaming. So gotta have a work-life balance, right? Let's go. VC DMONEY, sleep and hydrate well. You look tired. Yeah, I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, so, but I'll definitely make sure. I appreciate the concern, but I feel good. I feel good. All right, so here we go. All right, so current 5-minute chart. Is it gonna reject and close below the EMA for more down, for more selling pressure to the downside? So at least like in this area, if I was looking for a short, I could kind of measure my stop, right? Because if price gets back above this 186 level, which is the high of this current 5-minute candle, I probably don't want to be in a short, right? Now, keep in mind, this candle has not closed. So, but if it closes below the 14 EMA, then you might get more downside pressure, right? That's how I trade off the EMAs. DS, I think D-Money might be the most loved black guy on the internet right now. Let's go. Nothing wakes you up more than some winning trades. Hey, I agree. When you write, you write. What do I do for fun, Harris Marks? I watch a lot of sports, basketball, football. I would love to go to F1 race this year at the Hard Rock Stadium. Hopefully catch a couple Heat games. I do watch the WNBA when that season's in because the NBA, there's a lag time, right? So WNBA plays when the NBA season's not in. So love going to comedy shows. I am going to go to Gary Owens is here. He's in Miami in December, so I'm going to be going to that show. Love going to comedy clubs, improv, that kind of deal. Matt, bro, go to F1 with PW and ball out. Hey, that would be cool. Ginger was telling me yesterday we're going to use his credit card before he gets back. Right? We're going to try to go to Hawaii or something before he gets back. So let's go. All right, so right now on the 5-minute chart, we close below the 14, right? So if selling pressure is going to resume, this would be the area where, right, it would need to hold. And that 187 level would need to stay, right, basically intact. But you don't have a top wick on this current 5-minute candle either, so Daniel Reynolds better hurry because he's on his way back. Yeah. Fishing, Chef Trades, D-Money. Yeah, I would love to go. Hopefully I can join PW for that. That would be cool for sure. So is price going to retest this lower level, right? That's the question. So what I'm referring to that is this 25,073, or is price going to, because it rejected the EMAs, doesn't mean it's going to continue to the downside, but that rejection could mean some more selling pressure. Wouldn't be surprising, right? Levy, so you're officially always going to do live streams on here from now on. Yeah, so as long as PW keeps me here, I'm never leaving. I'm never leaving. So yeah, guys, I don't take this for granted, right? So you know, he offered me a position. I'm happy to have it. So yeah, I'll be here trying to help expand the BDH network. Let's go. Freddie Vegas, how many trades so far? So I took all sells today. Took like 3 trades, so I'm up over 4,000 on the day. The sport's done. $615 over 5 accounts. Good day. Hey, congrats, man. Dude, your duo is gonna be insane. I'm officially locked in. I'm gonna be using the codes as well. Proud of you, brother. Hey, that means a lot. I appreciate that, guys. Thanks. PW made that draft pick no one saw coming with D-Money. Good pick, PW. Yeah, I feel like I owe Ginger a bottle of wine, guys, too, because she I told her that, right? So she was able to help me get rescheduled to get in front of PW. So I definitely appreciate that. Kenneth Silver, any losing trades? Yeah, the first trade I took was a loss. I don't know if you tuned in at the beginning of the stream. So it was a short. I shorted because I love the momentum on a 5-minute ORB to the downside, and price had over 100-point retrace back up, right? So I re-entered for shorts after price closed back below the EMA on the 5-minute chart, bearish, and I'm up over 4,000. So that's trading, right? That's how it works. Merritt, D-Money, you have such a wonderful personality. Keep staying humble. God bless and grant you more knowledge and understanding. Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you. It means a lot. See ya Faye or see ya Faye. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. PW hired you, right? So you're getting paid for making money on his show. Yeah, I'm not here for free, guys. Right? So yeah, PW offered me a full-time position, so I'm getting paid to be here. So Mila, what's up? Good morning. Great pick, PW hiring D-Money. Made my money's LOL. Thanks, D-Money. Nice. Happy to hear that. Let's go. I'm just trying to make some monies. Why no shorts now? So yeah, like I said, I do like the rejection. I mean, I'm not shorting now because I'm up on the accounts, right? So I'm content with the profit, guys. But I do like the rejection of the 14 EMAs. So if you if I'm looking for a short right now, and that's what I kind of explained, right? I wanted a price to close below the 14 EMA. My stop loss would be like that 183 level. So now as prices continue to drop, like if I'm getting in on a short right now, my stop would have to be 160. That's just how I trade because that's the previous high of the previous 5-minute candle. So just kind of keep that in mind. The lower that price drops, like where are you going to place your stop? Katrina, shout out to D-Money. Seriously, for you to come on live with up to 4,000 people in chat and crushing it in tough conditions. My hat off to you. You're impressive, dude. Hey, man. I appreciate that. Thanks. Like, guys, I don't take it for granted. I think I mentioned this yesterday on the stream. Like, for PW to basically have me stream in the morning slot while he's on vacation, I feel like that's a sign of trust. So I don't take it for granted, guys. So I'm happy to be here. Just trying to make some money. Sai, do you still get nervous when you trade, especially live? I mean, I basically block it out, guys. Like, right, I'm gonna take the same trades, and if you guys notice that, if you were on the stream yesterday or anytime this week, last week, right, like, I'm taking the same trades over and over. So they're not always gonna be right, they're not always gonna work out, but I'm gonna take the same exact trades for the most part over and over, right? EMA cross, looking for momentum, looking for the EMAs to be spread apart, looking for a retest of the EMAs to sell it lower. So somebody mentioned, like, why am I not in another sell? Well, I mean, you know, I'm up over 4,000 on the session, guys, right? On these accounts. So I'm content with that. Do I feel that lower lows can be put in? Absolutely, right? Because we're bearish overall, but and I think you kind of get used to trading live as well. I mean, just like anything else in life, you get used to it. Jeremy B, did you go to college for finance? No, I majored in business management. So I have a bachelor's degree in business management. Let's go. Ken, you do great, D-Money. Hey, I appreciate that. Thanks. PSC Westy, you're helping us. Hey, I'm glad that like I always say, guys, I put it back on you. Like, you're the ones that are taking the trades, right? You're hitting buy and sell. I'm just basically explaining what I'm looking at in the market, and I'm taking my trades, right? So you're doing all the work. Surf Trader, D-Money the man. Let's go. It was a good talent scout for PW, and you're doing great so far. Hey, I appreciate the kind words. What I will say though, guys, you know, I wish I could say the same about Jerome, right? Like I said, I got a call last night. I don't know what's going on with Jerome, guys. Something, I had to help bail him out of jail last night, so. It'll be interesting to see if he is able to make an appearance at the BDH. So, but price is still dropping, right? So this is where, like, the beauty of what I was kind of talking about earlier, you can kind of see that playing out, right? I was saying if I'm short-term bearish, I want price to push up to the EMAs and reject it, right? And sell down, and that's what's happening right now. And I'm not saying that that's going to happen every time. But if there's momentum to the downside, I want the EMAs on a 5-minute chart to be respected. And I get a lot of questions on why I don't use the 1-minute chart, 2-minute chart. Because I know if it's rejecting on a 5-minute chart, it's a more reliable, I guess, thing to go off of, right? Because there's a lot of fake outs on the lower you go on the time frame, the more fake outs are available. So that's why. Pray for Jerome. Igor, baby mama drama. Yeah, something like that. So I guess he didn't pay his child support, guys. So Jose, humble dude. I like D, LOL, just not his right chart, his white charts. Yeah, guys, I know it. Not everybody's a fan. Look at this sell-off though. This is pretty telling, right? I know everybody doesn't like the white chart, guys, but I do have to kind of trade how I trade. I try to explain like my entries, my exits. I try to explain my stop loss, right? So I'm just trying to make a little money. All right, Ryan, what's my target on the 4-hour chart? So this is the 4-hour chart right now, and we're actually currently below the 50 EMA on the 4-hour chart, right? Which is like that 25,080 level. But I have to you might have to go to the daily. So I think that 25,000 level obviously is in play. And I know we're only 40 points away from that, 44 points, but I called that out earlier, right? So that level for sure, it just depends, because I feel like we've been kind of stuck in a range for days, right? So there could be a lot of downside coming. 25,000 more than likely is going to get tapped. If we break that, then I probably see us getting down to maybe 24,800 or lower. Anything's possible, right? Perry, yeah. So you guys, you know, I like I said, I try to, and here's that continued sell-off, right? So not everybody's gonna be a fan of the white chart, guys. Diego, Jerome's the type of guy that asks you for a piece of gum. Oh man, the chat's undefeated. Thomas Rowe, you're an absolute legend on the call outs and execution. Felt like I've had nothing but bangers since you've been streaming. Cheers for all the help, D-Money. Hey, I appreciate that, but I don't want to take any credit for your trades, right? Like I said, you're doing all the work. Let's go. Turn the page. I just passed another eval. Thanks for keeping it real. Hey, congrats. Now it gets real though, right? Like once you pass that eval and it's funded, it's go time. Bryce, how do I handle FOMO, fear of missing out, and tilt? I think just trying to remember what happens when I FOMO or get tilted, right? Typically that results in blown accounts for me. So if I'm being honest. So what would I be looking at now for trades? So I mean, you had a nice sell off the 5-minute, off the 14 and 50 EMA on the 5-minute chart. So as you get further away from them, you have to kind of be cautious of it, because you want basically, so right now, what I'm kind of saying, right? So if I measure from the 14 EMA to where price currently is, you're like 80 points away from it. So where's your stop loss going to be if you get short right now? Right? You always have to kind of be mindful of that. That's how I trade. So you had a lower low that was put in, and now price is retesting, right? You got about 3 minutes and 15 seconds on this current 30-minute candle. This is a 30-minute chart. And I would want to see price basically, if I'm trying to join the party, I would want to retest back up, right? Like to the upside, some kind of retest, form a top wick, and then I would try to sell it down, and then I would measure my stop. So that's the only issue with joining late. If you miss like the sell-off, like where I'm always trying to think, where's my stop loss going to be? That's the problem, right? That's the tough part, because I'm trying to control the risk. Adam M, great trading day, requesting $1,000 payout on my funded account and pass 2 more evals. Let's go. That boy good. That boy good. Your tips help me pass 2D. Hey, I'm happy to hear that. Like I said, I'm happy, chat, that I'm able to add some value, right? So I know the goal of PW and the BDH and the network is basically having the best stream all day long, right? The best live trading streams all day long. So I'm happy to be a part of it. Don't take it for granted. Stefan, did you blow your first funded when you started? Oh, absolutely. Like, I think probably 99.9% of all traders probably end up blowing their first funded account. So, yes, absolutely. Oh, trader, you're doing great. Hey, I appreciate that. Let's go. What prop firms am I trading with? I'm trading with Apex and I'm trading with Lucid, right? So I have funded accounts with Apex and I have straight to funded accounts as well with Lucid. So Rob the Trader, good job, D-Money, almost 3K watching. Let's go. So yeah, guys, more continued selling pressure, right? We can see that. So to the downside. So not surprised after that heavy consolidation. And if you watched the stream yesterday, I kept saying, right, I'm like, something's coming, right? We know that because the longer you get consolidation, typically there's going to be some good price action coming. So it's here. Let's go. 14 EMA, like I said, is right at that 25,000 level. So that's definitely in play. Wouldn't be surprised if we dip lower to this 24,800 level. And I'm only saying that because that's the body. That's the bottom body of this Friday, October 17th candle, right? It's like right around 24,792 area roughly. Swimming, thanks D-Money, up 500 on funded. Be back later for my evals. Let's go. How many contracts do I trade? Typically, max would be like 2 contracts. All right, so here we go, right? We're retesting. Here's that 25,000 level, right? That I kind of talked about. We're pretty close. D-Money, you're a blessing. Give thanks for life. Question, can you explain your entry and where you place your stops? Yeah, so I'm always trying to get in, preferably on a 5-minute chart, typically, going off the higher time frame. And so like the last trade I took, it was off the EMAs, right? Because price kind of rejected the EMAs and you had selling pressure to the downside. So, and that was actually like here. For the most part, right? So I took sells, kind of anticipating the drop here. You could have got short here, right? Once price closed back below the EMAs on a 5-minute chart, that's a bearish like signal, right? And my stop would be back above the EMAs. So in this case, it would have been back above the previous candle's high. So if I got in right on the EMA at 161 or 160, my stop would have been about 25 points, 26 points above the previous candle's high, just as an example. This is close to the 4-hour EMA and also the 25,000 level. If this breaks to the downside, it might be a big push down. Yeah, I agree. It might be a big flush. Wouldn't be surprised, right? Because we've had so much consolidation stuck in a range for so long. Rose Q, thank you, D-Money. I'm learning a lot from you. I appreciate your calm and patience. It helps me be patient in my trading. Let's go. Have you do you have your own YouTube channel? So guys, I'm only on PW's YouTube channel. I do have a YouTube channel. I'm not active there, so this is where you can catch me on PW's YouTube channel. Monday through Friday, my typical time slot is 1:30 to 4. I stream the afternoon session, including power hour. This week I'm 9 to 11:30 in the morning, and then I do the afternoon session as well, right? So I'll be back today at 1:30 for the afternoon session. Let's go. How do you get those EMA indicators? Yeah, I'm using TradingView. You just go to the indicator section and punch in EMA, and then they'll, you just add them to your screen and then adjust it to whatever settings you want. So. All right, guys, so if you haven't hit the like button, please do. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. If you're new to the channel, let's go. Joseph Royal, what's up, man? DMONEY, hardest working trader online right now. Who takes a break and comes back to kill the market. Yeah, guys, so I'm gonna call it on that note. So Matching Martinez, I trade, just continue to tune into the streams. You'll see exactly how I trade my strategy. I'm trading EMAs, momentum. I use the 1 hour and 4 hour, right? So continue to tune in and you'll see exactly how I trade. If you kind of notice the two pointy, like little hands on my screen, those are entry points, right? Where price rejected the EMA. The EMAs are spread apart, so I'm bearish. Looking for sales only, right? Not bullish. I'm a momentum trader, so. Javier Roselle, yeah, exactly, right? So, guys, if I don't talk enough, then there's gonna be somebody in the chat that they're gonna say I'm too quiet, right? So, can't make everybody happy, guys. I try. I'm just trying to make a little money. All right, guys, I'm gonna call it here. I'll be back at 1:30 to trade the afternoon session. So I'm hoping that, preferably, I would like some kind of retest back to the upside before that time, right? And then I can kind of rejoin the party for shorts. But anything's possible, right? So I'm gonna be patient, obviously, in the afternoon session because we had a pretty good sell-off. So if I kind of measure it from, I'm gonna measure it really quick from the high of the 930 candle, 15-minute ORB to where we're at right now. That's about 268 points to the downside, right? So, and obviously we had a little break above the ORB, but so you're talking like probably what, 275 from the high, 286. So yeah, so that's where we're at. So I'll be back, guys, 1:30. We're gonna do it again, right? So let's go. Catch you guys this afternoon.